From the Pubco Studios in Oklahoma City, welcome to Press Row. I'm Barry Trammell. This is sports editor Mike Sherman standing in for Jenny Carlson. Press Row is brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Time for the 5 and 5 segment, boss. 5 questions, 5 minutes. We'll ask them, we'll answer them. Let's go. Will Paul George's injury change the nature of interleague play in the summer? The Pacer superstar, a tragic broken leg. He's out for the year.
I don't see how it couldn't. I do think there's a strong motivation that goes beyond playing for the flag, the mother country, Star Spangled Banner, all that stuff. And that is this. These guys are international brands. If you don't know, if you don't believe it, take a look at Kevin Durant's popularity in China. That didn't just happen from playing in the NBA season. That happened from playing in international competition and him going over there. Their agents, the people who help them make money, they are mightily involved in that. And playing on these U.S. teams, playing on the U.S. team that's going to be in Spain, that really helps. But still, I think the players might say, do I really need it? I think it's going to change it. I think you're going to see more and more people like Russell Westbrook, Kevin Love, Blake Griffin say, maybe not.
Here's how I think it'll change. I agree with you. I think you'll see guys focus on the Olympics, but the non-Olympic years, I think you're going to see a lot of guys say, I think I'll sit this one out. And I will say this, I don't think the experience of the Dream Team in '92 is being replicated here. I think the international brand of LeBron James and Kevin Durant and the like, Carmelo Anthony, I think that is NBA related. I think the NBA has done a great job of making these guys into international stars. Let's go to Oklahoma State football. Is Dax Garman really going to play for OSU against Florida State? Of course, the transfer quarterback in his third year at OSU has not played a competitive football game since 2009.
Mike Gundy said he's going to play, so we go to the bank with that, right? 12 or 14 snaps? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to go with Gundy on this one. I do think that it indicates that OSU doesn't really know what it's going to do. It's not unlike Gundy to play mind games with his own quarterback. Our good friend Eric Horn, News OK web editor, made a great point. Gundy is a little bit like Steve Spurrier. If he's got a linchpin quarterback, as he had in Brandon Weeden, he goes with him. If he doesn't, he likes tinkering. He likes playing little games with him. And I think Dax Garman is his little game this year. I look for him to play, though.
I would guess not. I still think Dax Garman's the third teamer. If they go away from J.W. Walsh, I think they're going to go with the true freshman, Mason Rudolph. Now, I guess it's possible. We don't get to see Dax Garman on any kind of basis in practice. It's possible he has developed and he is coming on strong, but I would tend to think that Mason Rudolph would be the complementary guy with J.W. Walsh. Let's go to Oklahoma football. Joe Mixon, Dorial Green-Beckham, Frank Shannon, or Baker Mayfield. Who's most likely to play for the Sooners this season?
Until yesterday, I would have said Dorial Green-Beckham. But then Baker Mayfield goes off and hires Johnny Manziel's attorney, the guy who got Johnny Manziel out of NCAA hot water, a guy who they had pictures of him signing autographs. I mean, I think they had a lot of proof that it was for profit. The next thing you know, in rides Putnam City's own Jim Darnell, and Johnny Manziel misses, a half of the opener?
Rice. Played against Rice.
Played against Rice. I think Jim Darnell, who's come through for Daryl Johnson when he was coaching, after he coached at Baylor, who's come through for other folks, he's going to come through for Baker Mayfield. And given Trevor Knight's propensity for injury, what he does out on the football field, I think Baker Mayfield's going to play this year.
I will say Dorial Green-Beckham for this reason. Missouri is cooperating on Dorial Green-Beckham's behalf. Texas Tech is not cooperating, is putting up barriers to Baker Mayfield playing. The NCAA is all about that. If you let a guy loose, if you give him your blessing to leave, the NCAA respects that. If you don't, they don't like to play ball. So I think Baker Mayfield's contentiousness with Tech is going to come back and haunt him here. I don't think the NCAA is going to grant Baker Mayfield eligibility. I actually don't think any of the guys are going to play this season. Most likely, DGB. Boss, this week I wrote about the ABA a little bit, the old American Basketball Association that played in the shadows. When we were kids, we were big fans of it, even though we never got to see them play. Your favorite part about the ABA?
The mystique, the mysteriousness. Can you imagine? I mean, Dr. J, The Legend of Dr. J was the name of the book that I read. What a great title, because it truly was a legend. I never saw him play for the Virginia Squires, never saw him play for the New York Nets, never saw him. I saw some grainy footage of him in a slam dunk competition, but I just read about it. I used to get this thing, Barry, called Basketball Digest. It was a collection of all the best newspaper articles about professional basketball. And it had as much in there about the ABA as it did the NBA. That's where I learned about George Gervin, who, by the way, played for the Virginia Squires when I caught him. The Dallas Chaparrals. There was all these teams, all these great players that you saw in college. A lot of ACC players. I grew up in ACC country. Went on to play in the ABA, and that's how you tracked them. They went off the radar screen except you could read about them. So here I was, a kid, an only child with lots of time. I guess the second best thing I would say was my Nerf hoop games. ABA versus NBA, my bedroom, clock radio. I used to light them up as Louis Dampier.
Well, the mystique was very interesting because we never got to see him play. And we're talking about a league that fostered all kinds of superstars. When the leagues merged, the first year after the merger, 10 NBA All-Star starters, 5 of them came from the ABA. So this was not a league void of talent. It pioneered the three-point shot, the block shot as a statistic, the steal. But the best thing about the ABA was those red, white, and blue basketballs. That's all me and my brother played with when we were kids. We got one each, and we played with those things for literally 4 and 5 years. And, Red Auerbach made a little bit of fun of them. They eventually went out of, you don't see them anymore. But let me tell you, in 1974, 1975, there was nothing cooler than that red, white, and blue ABA basketball. Finally, the PGA Championship starts Thursday, and Tiger Woods is going to play. Boss, are you tired of his act? He withdraws last week on Sunday in the middle of the round with a bad back, and now 4 days later, he's teeing it up at Valhalla.
I don't care anymore. I'm like, me and Tiger Woods are like you in baseball. I just don't care anymore. You can't make me care. I had all this traction. I was up there at Southern Hills the time he won in Oklahoma City. Got a great story about that, Barry. Great story involving a media member right here from Oklahoma City. But anyway, that was the height of Tiger interest in my mind. And ever since then, it's been all downhill. And you said it here, the act. It's become an act. It's no longer competitive. So yeah, I'm way past tired. I'm like you in baseball. DIVORCE, divorce.
Well, I've been a big Tiger fan, not because of the way he acts, not because of the way he carries himself, his private life. I just like greatness when he was dominating golf, when he was mounting what appeared to be a certain overtaking of Jack Nicklaus. I just thought the majesty, the way some people just are enthralled with Michael Jordan. I was enthralled with Tiger Woods, but I'm off the train too, and here's the reason. If he starts withdrawing from a round on Sunday in the middle of the final round, when he's in contention, when he's playing well, then I'll respect him. But keep withdrawing when he's 6 over for the day or when he's 12 shots back and then 4 days later he's playing, I don't want to hear about it anymore. The guy's act has grown thin and weary. The sport has not passed him by, but gone on without him. Now he's just another guy. Hasn't won in forever. In a major, it's been 6 years. I think the era of Tiger Woods is over. That's it for 5 on 5, but stay tuned for further Sooner and Cowboy and Thunder coverage here on News OK every day in the Oklahoman. And remember, Press Row is brought to you by Papa John's. Better pizza, better ingredients. Papa John's.